Hello, this is Bob Oros coming to you today with lesson number 50, the most important lesson in the entire course. This lesson will show you how to avoid the ups and downs of the business. And if anybody said that they weren't depressed or discouraged at certain times during their tenure in the business, they would be lying, including me. It is a tough business to be in sales, and we have to know exactly and specifically what we are doing, or we will fail. Now, this lesson is going to point out some things that are going to be so imperative and so important for you to grasp a hold of. Now, why most businesses and salespeople fail, this is the list right here. Uh, Believing customers are not buying, don't use marketing materials effectively, not presenting a full line of products, sense of urgency, not presenting your company properly, new products and ideas, getting into a comfort zone, uh, no benchmarks, and not having product knowledge fast enough. Now, the one I skipped over is not making enough customer contacts. And if you diligently go out and make enough customer contacts in this business, you will be a success. Now, the number one thing is when someone comes to me and they say, Bob, I'd like to start my own business, or I'd like to become a broker or a manufacturer's rep or a sales. The first thing I ask them is, well, how many customers do you need? And that's when I get kind of a blank stare, because they don't really think about that. Like, for instance, a lot of folks say, Bob, I'd like to become a sales trainer like you do. Well, how many customers do you need? And I can tell you exactly, you need 720 prospects in order to be successful. Now, why 720? Because in 720 carefully selected prospects, there will be enough sales training needs to make a good living. And you'll get enough responses if you consistently contact them. So 720, that means that every day you send out 12 sales letters. At the end of 2 months, you have contacted 720 prospects, and then you start over again. And you consistently do that. As you sell them, you replace them with new ones, and it will work. And with that system, I sold 25 years and never missed a paycheck. So I can vouch that it does work. What about some other industries? Well, let's take insurance, for example. If you want to go out and sell life insurance, which is a very difficult sale, you have to have 1,000 prospects. If you consistently call on the same 1,000 prospects, there'll be enough births and deaths and insurance needs for you to make a living. Let's say you want to sell real estate. Now, there's a lot of people that go into real estate. They go through the whole course. They learn everything about the details of the business, except they don't know how many customers they need. Well, here's the solution. If you have an area of 500 houses, it's called a farm area, and you work that area, and you consistently go out and call on these 500 homeowners, and you take them brochures, and you keep them abreast of what's going on in that particular market. You door hangers, make presentations at their homeowners associations. You'll sell you'll sell enough real estate to make a good living, provided you get your share of the business. Now, what about a restaurant? Well, if you're going to open up a restaurant, before you decide anything, you have to decide how many customers you're going to need. And let's say you need 1,000 customers coming in every week. Well, that means that most people develop a loyalty to about 5 restaurants. So that means 1,000 times 5. That means you've got to have 5,000 customers coming in once every 5 weeks, and that will give you your 1,000 a week. And you can't just open up and hope people are going to come. You have to have a marketing plan where you contact these 5,000 people, and you do that through a process of collecting their names and addresses and so on, and keeping in touch with them. Now, what about if you want to be a national manufacturer or a national broker, and you want to distribute your products nationally? How many do you need? How many distributors do you need? Well, in my experience, it's 200. You need 50 in the Northwest, you need 50 in the Northeast, you need 50 in the Southwest, and you need 50 in the Southeast. And if you take 200, consistently call on them, you will get enough responses to distribute your products nationally. Now that brings us to you, a distributor sales rep. How many customers does a distributor sales rep need? Well, if you look carefully at this spreadsheet, you need 50 customers. Why 50? Because in 50 customers, there's going to be a minimum of $10 million worth of purchases being made. $10 million in 50 customers. Let that really sink in. If you were to leave where you are right now and go out and call on the first 50 customers that you could buy, you would find that there are $10 million worth of purchases being made. Now, that doesn't mean you can get all that business, but it does mean that you have to have a market of $10 million that you're calling on, and those 50 customers will provide that for you. On the second column, in the first column, you put their total purchases, and on the second column, you'd put your goal down there. You put your objective. How much do you want to sell to each one of those accounts? Now, in a lot of cases, it's going to be zero, and it may be zero for 6 months, it may be zero for a year, and it may take that long. But what you want to do is, if you find that somebody is just completely against you and your company, and they're not going to buy from you, then carefully replace that customer or prospect with another one. So you always have a good 50 that you're calling on, and this will give you a lot of peace of mind. Now, here's how it looks on on an objective. If you can remove the comfort zone, because now you can't come back and say, well, customers aren't buying. Well, yes, they are buying. They're buying $10 million. My 50 clients and prospects, customers are buying $10 million. So your goal is to get as much of that as you possibly can. Can you get to all 10 million? Well, some people have. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that is difficult. But let's say that you're just starting off. You can say, well, I'm going to get $1 million. I'm going to go to 2 million, then to 3 million, and once you get up to 5 million, you're doing pretty darn good. And your commissions, the average commission equals around 2.5% of the sale. So that's a pretty good paycheck, and it can happen as long as you work these customers. Don't be satisfied with 10, 15, 20, 25 customers. You can work 50. I know you can do it. That's only a small amount of customers every day that you have to call on to equal 50 calls a week. And if you call on those 50, you will sell them. You will sell them eventually. Now, number 50, how many customers do you need? Well, if you are a insurance salesman, which not likely watching this, but if you think that, well, I'm going to quit this job, I've had it, I'm going to go sell insurance, then be sure and come up with 1,000. Or you say, I'm going to cash in on this real estate boom, I'm going to go out and sell real estate. Well, if you're going to do that, you got to have 500. Let's say you're going to open a restaurant, take your customer base that you need per week, multiply it times 5. If you want to have national distribution, if you're a broker manufacturer, you need to come up with 200 prospects before you even begin, and then start a consistent contact with them. And if you are a DSR, you need 50 customers. So 50. Keep that in mind. Keep that number 50 customers equals $10 million in total purchases. If that's not a great opportunity, I don't know what is. So I can't make it any clearer than that. So now the ball's in your court. It's up to you. Go out and make it a great day. Make 50 calls this week and see how easy it really is. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.